Short answer, the radio. I would say that the years when I first discovered that music was more important than anything else was 83 and 84. Prior to that, I would say that I was married to sports more than music. But no, 83 and 84 were just magical years on the radio, and they took me away, and I started collecting 45s right around that time. I have lots of memories of the first time I heard certain songs and where I was, and remember wanting so desperately to get to the record store to pick up that 45 so I could see if it had a picture sleeve and take it home and play it. And usually when you first get a new 45, you play it like 2, 3, 4 times if it's a song you're really excited about. Good times. I have been collecting 45s since 1985. Started DJing dances, VFW halls, that sort of stuff. Lots of fun memories. I have about 30 white boxes of 45s. 30 of these suckers. Pretty much a picture sleeve addict. I love picture sleeve art. A 45 like Billie Jean or The Way It Is doesn't get a picture sleeve. It drives me crazy. Makes me wonder what the record companies were thinking about. They didn't have these artists back with a picture sleeve. Why 45s over LPs? The reason why I have a 45 collection that's out of control as opposed to a big LP collection is simply economics. When I was a little boy, again, 14 years old, I got a paper route. I couldn't rationalize spending my $15 or $16 or $18 that I made that week in newspaper money. So if you only made, $16 that week, you could get 2 albums, or you could get 8 45s from 8 different groups. So it was really just a matter of getting as many songs off the radio that I really wanted that week. I didn't have a lot of LPs because, by the time I realized an LP was going to be great and it had 4 or 5 solid singles on it, I probably already had those 4 or 5 45s anyway. So it would make no sense to get the album at that point. The genres that I focus on, I have, I think, 7 boxes of punk and new wave. I have another 8 or 9 boxes worth of rock 45s. But those are simply because they released more music. There was a lot more rock and new wave music on 45 back in those days. If I had my choice, I would say that my collection would be full of hip-hop and funk 45s. Funky soul, old soul music, and funk records are by far my favorite. And hip-hop records, as much as I love them, there's just not a lot of 45s. Almost all of it was released on 12-inch, so mostly a 45 game. Advice for a novice collector would simply to be follow your instincts. Start with the bargain bin. If you see an album that's only $1 and you're inspired by the cover, if you don't have the ability to listen to it in the store, those are some of the best finds, when you're just finding things. So, diversify until you know what you like. Get yourself a funk album, a hip-hop 12-inch, a heavy metal record, something that you like just from the cover, and take them home. See what you react most to. Bargain bins, dollar bins are everywhere. If you have a record store around. And it's a good place to start. I was actually on a digging visit to Sean from New Jersey's house. I met with him and Deep Crates, who's another YouTube vinyl collector. And we were going out digging. And we went to a flea market, and there were lots of albums there. And I remember we were walking out, and on our way out I saw just a little bin of 45 picture sleeves, maybe 10. And one of them was this sucker right here. And I was like, ooh, I need this one. I need this one. And I bought it. And, when you're surrounded by other people that also dig and like good music, this type of thing really spells out how bad your collecting disease has gotten. I Get Excited is a perfect title for this, because there I am. I'm thrilled to pick up a 45 for a song I never heard before. Why? Because I don't have this picture sleeve. Does this picture sleeve seem worth getting excited over? Does this song worth getting excited over? So it was right around this time, in front of my friends Sean and Crates, that I realized I don't really need this. It really doesn't make that much sense to have every Rick Springfield record, especially if you don't even know the songs. So that was when I started to scale down the collection and started to sell off the stuff that's unimportant. In fact, this sucker has a date with an eBay box. Okay. The sound of finding something rare is like this. That's the sound. The oh, I've been looking all over for this, or they never made this in US pressing, and here's the import picture sleeve of this crazy one-hit wonder punk song that I heard on WLIR as a kid. And you know, I can't really describe the feeling of what it is. It's just a rush. It's the collecting rush. It's the reason why we can look at a stack of boxes of unkempt 45s and get excited, because the potential. It's the potential inside the box of what could possibly be there. This is an absurd question to me. This is like asking Picasso why he paints. I don't know why I collect records. I just do. You could argue that I am just a collector by nature, that this began with Star Wars figures and baseball cards, and that this is just the adult version of baseball cards. You could make that argument. But other than that, I have no answer for you as to why I collect them. I just do, and I love them.